Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Welcome back, everyone. We're joined in the studio by Brandon Traeger. He's with the Fallen Outdoors, just talking about one of the greatest organizations that in 16 years of doing outdoor GPS that I've had a chance to interview over the years. And there's been hundreds of them, right? This is an opportunity for you to learn about an organization that you can either join, become a volunteer of, donate to, overall help in some way, or maybe you're looking for their help. Maybe there's a reason why you're watching the show this morning and meeting Brandon for the first time. So there's hopefully ways that we can help out in a number of different ways. But yourself, you run a pretty good sized boat. I get a chance to see you out there. You take veterans out. What are the fisheries that you kind of focus on? What was your most recent experience? And then what are you looking forward to next as we go through the remainder of 24? So,
yeah, I run a sled. I kind of mix. I have a guide business, obviously, but I also just mix in vets, which is kind of fun. So, you know, I mean, so it's a group of 4 book. I'm going to call, you know, my Washington lead or my Oregon lead and say, hey, send me 2 guys.
Right.
You know, and they're just going to randomly pick 2 guys off the page and send them out with me. And for all the clients, no, those are paying clients that day too, but typically they're not. I don't take any money from my vets. Right?
Sure.
If they give me money, I usually try to slip it back in their pocket before I get off the boat.
Get that.
Yeah, I'm good. You know, I've been blessed. But that being said, you know, last thing we've been doing was crabs. So we've had a really good crabbing season.
Are you still crabbing?
We're going to keep crabbing.
Yeah, okay.
And bottom fish.
Yeah.
So in Oregon, you can keep bottom fishing for quite a while. Doing really well with that. We actually made it all the way down to Tillamook Head about a week and a half ago.
Oh.
And it was fire. I mean, literally, it took longer to drive there and back than it did to catch the 8-person limit because I had my wife crew, you know, working with me that day, and she's a great help to me.
Right.
Not only with the nonprofit, but with the business. You know, she's always been there to support me, and it takes a team. We were talking earlier about teams, you know, husband-wife teams, and she is the yin to my yang. So
very cool.
It's great. But no, I mean, we're going to keep it out there. I think the day after the banquet, we're going to take a bunch of the sponsors and people that have donated time, put them on a boat, take them out to Astoria and do a little crabbing, you know, just a little crab boil for everybody that afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's Sunday. No getting up early.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
I don't blame you.
We'll have the pots already in the water soaking, so when we get there, it's pretty much mission complete.
Right.
But yeah, it's so much fun to go to that Hammond Marina and pull those pots and cook them right there on the.
It's a good time of year.
Oh, it's a great time of year. Nice hard shells, you know, full of meat. It's just, and nothing. Have you had the opportunity to eat fresh crab cooked right out of the ocean? It doesn't get any better than that.
Many times.
That is the, like, I'll have clients or vets and they're like, oh, I just want to take it home. I was like, just, here's one of mine. Eat one of mine real quick. And I'll give them one of my crabs and they'll eat right through it. And they'll be like, 3 of theirs are gone before they know it.
Right, exactly.
So there's nothing better than that. I'll just feast is how I put it. And yeah, it's an awesome time. Just got back from Alaska, went up with 2 of my veteran buddies. It's kind of my little retreat for the year.
To Alaska?
Yeah, I did a 2-week moose hunt.
Oh, jeez. All right, you mentioned that prior to the show. Yeah.
Brought one home, so we were pretty happy about that. A lot of moose meat.
Oh, my God. Best meat on the planet.
Oh, it's great.
For you that haven't had moose before, there is nothing. And Scotty, if you're out there watching that, I still will never forget it. It's the best meat that I've ever had was moose backstrap by a long shot.
Yeah, and they make just giant steaks.
Oh,
I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have a lot of fun. I did my whole buoy 10 season. A lot of fish this year. I felt like the weather was pretty amicable. It didn't try to kill us too many times there in the estuary, per se. Before that, we did shrimping. So I don't know if you ever got to go spot prawning.
That's a bucket list thing for me.
Come on
up there and done it.
Yeah. They call us the prawn king and queen.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, we catch a lot of prawns up there.
Now there's a lot of self-proclaimed prawn kings and queens out there. You guys all have secrets, little different baits. And, I mean, just so many different things. But it's worth it, right?
It is. It's just so yummy.
Yeah.
I did a crab boil for our kids camp that we did last weekend, and I brought a bunch of spot prawns, and we like sauteed them in garlic and butter. And people were eating the prawns over the fresh crab.
That's interesting.
It was crazy. I was like, why is everybody gravitating over there? And they're like, oh, that's where the spot prawns are. And I was like, okay, I get it now.
So obviously you're a guide as well. You take folks fishing, crabbing, but you do some hunts as well.
Correct.
So we're in the hunting season now.
Yeah.
Any plans currently to do any hunts with some of the veterans going forward here?
Ridgefield Wildlife Refuge actually opened up the refuge to us on the 9th of November.
Okay.
So it's a federal holiday, but they're going to give us that day to host like 12 vets.
Oh,
so
very
we got
cool.
mentors with them. You know,
so like up and beyond the normal duck season, they're going to have that day for you there.
Correct. And they've done
awesome.
this for 4 years now, I want to say, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then on the 11th of November, a bunch of our veterans within our community within Washington drew harlequin tags.
Oh
so
my God, one of the most beautiful birds ever.
Yeah, they're fun. So I'm going to host them. I'm going to take them out and get them on birds. I didn't draw a tag. I've killed enough birds in my life. I don't need to kill anymore.
Yeah.
But I've had fun doing it. But it's just so much fun to watch them work as a team. And I'm going to like kind of coach them through the process. But I really want it to be more of a DIY.
Yeah.
So where they're figuring it out, like, oh, the birds are coming from this way or the birds are coming from that way. And ask open-ended questions that give them the ability to do it themselves. Because that is the inevitable goal of Fallen Outdoors. We don't want to be a guide service. We want to be a mentorship program.
Sure.
So we want you to be able to come on a few trips, and then after that, you feel comfortable taking vets of your own.
Very cool. That leads me to my next question. So when folks do go out, have you noticed a percentage of some of the vets that go out with you that take up that
100%
that knowledge and ultimately use it for themselves?
Yeah. Some of our best staffers, guys that otherwise would have never been in the outdoors, have come on trips and seen what it did for them, and then they just want to contribute back to their veterans community. Guys that have never fished. Like, I had never caught a salmon until 8 years ago. And actually the board was like, hey, you don't go on any trips. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to take away from the vets. They're like, you're going on a salmon trip. And I was like, it was a really impromptu, kind of pop-up trip. So it was really hard to find somebody randomly. So I was like, I'll go. And if we, everybody else catches their fish, I'll catch one too.
Right.
And we were plug fishing up at Bonneville. Oh yeah. And it was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Everybody was catching fish and I was having fun. I was netting fish and helping the guide and everything. And everybody was done. And he was like, well, you want to catch a fish? I was like, oh, I think I will.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watched that thing get buried. And I got that to the boat. And I looked at my buddy who was with me that day. I said, I want to do more of this.
Yeah.
And here we are, 8 years later.
Right.
I'm catching, 400 or 500 fish a year.
Yeah.
And I still love it. I still love that excitement that's involved. And then the conversation on that boat, you can really learn a lot about people.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And help people learn a lot about themselves.
Sure.
So it's an opportunity that we've been blessed with, to sit there and reach out to the community and, be part of it. And, a lot of guys, I tell people, don't go for yourself, go for what you can help somebody else.
Sure.
And that oftentimes, keys that service, military people have a service mind. Like, you go to help that guy that maybe is struggling a little bit more than you.
Sure.
And he's going to help you back. But don't go there just for your own, personal gratification. Go there to help other people.
Is that some of the advice that you would give someone that is a veteran that might be hesitant about, reaching out to the fallen?
Definitely. I mean, this is a zero judgment zone. Like, everybody's been in your shoes for the most part. Nobody's here to pass judgment or oh, you messed that up or oh, you missed that shot on that duck. We don't do that. That's just not who we are. We're just hey man, here's another round.
Right.
Go for it.
Sure.
Or here's my rod. This one's got a fish on it.
Right.
That's the community that we have. Nobody's out there throwing elbows. Trying to get to that duck or trying to get to that fish. It's a very open. Brotherhood, sisterhood type of environment.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's certainly something that we've been. Had the opportunity to talk about over the years and to see it explode and become such a massive organization in a relatively short period of time.
Yeah.
Do you see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes on, or maybe even offshoots in different parts of the country? We have teams all over the United States, and our goal right now is to kind of tighten our shot group. We want to provide a higher quality experience. Okay. So we are looking to grow, don't get me wrong, but we've grown at like 20 or 30% per year. We want to grow at more of a sustainable speed of 5 to 10%. Gotcha. And then, like I said, create a more quality experience. So we have bigger, corporate sponsors now that can help us outfit our teams, and our teams can send up, like, hey, I have this great idea, but I don't have the money necessarily to do it. Well, us at the national level, we can look at that, proposal and see the merit in it, and we'll just, all right, here you go, here's some money, make it happen, let us know how it went. Right. Or we'll send a representative from the national level down to assist with that team. I've been to Florida, I've been to North Carolina, I've been to Minnesota, Texas. I mean, I've traveled all over the country, and I just show up, and I don't announce myself as the president or anything like that. Sure. I'm just Brandon, and I'm just there to help. Gotcha. So I'll cook them breakfast, I'll clean their fish, I'll do whatever I got to do. You've probably gotten good at that. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So
You know, I'm just there to help. No one person in this organization is more important than the other. And I think by doing that, you create the atmosphere that's going to lead to success.
So for some of the vets that are out there watching, yep, we're all talking to you. You got events that are coming up after the first of the year. Are there events that you would say, hey, if this is going to be your first time joining us, look at this event to come out for the first time with
In this footprint, we have some awesome large-scale events, which are fun because you get to see fellow veterans that you probably do know. So we have the Yell event every year. Northwest Steelheaders helps us host the event and Yell in the first part of June. We have the Shellback Sturgeon Derby that we do during Fleet Week, and it's open to the fleet, but also there are seats open to the local vets.
Okay, yeah.
We have a Brewster event for Sockeye and Chinook up there in the Brewster pool. We are going to try to do Operation Salmon again this year. It'll be in late August, early September, down here in the Ridgefield footprint. But those large-scale events are really nice because you can just kind of blend in. You know what I mean? You're not the only guy that day or the only 5 people that day to go out on the trip.
Sure.
There's 200 or 300 people there.
Right, right.
You know, so you can kind of co-mingle and find your niche and not feel like the whole focus is on you.
Sure.
And those are great events. You know, we have all sorts of events going on our pages. We have community pages, so the Fallen Outdoors is Facebook-based, I would say.
Okay.
We have a web page, but you know,
and you've been seeing that here, everyone. You can definitely follow along.
And we have events on there as well.
Okay.
So like 25 Days of Christmas is coming up. That's where we, you know, first day, 1 December, we give out a few items, and it escalates. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, we've given out a boat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's nationwide. So you're getting items from all over the country donated.
Gotcha.
So you might get a hog hunt in Texas donated, or you might get a snow goose hunt in Nebraska donated, or you might get a pocket knife from a custom knife maker out of North Carolina donated.
Okay, gotcha.
Or a headlamp, you know, like everybody has their favorite hunting and fishing gear. So that's what we tell everybody. Like if you ever want to just like share your favorite with somebody, this is a great way to do it.
Sure.
Instead of ordering 1 for the season, order 2 and then donate 1.
Right, sure, sure.
And, you know, I have like a lot of, I'm an outdoorsman myself, so like those cold water fishing reels, I donate them to the guys in Missouri and Kansas because they catfish.
Oh, it must be perfect for them.
The big, the oversized stainless, I blew their minds with that 30 pounds of drag on those things. They were just like, what is this?
Where'd this come from?
Yeah, and it has got a line counter on it and everything. And they were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Right, right.
You know, so I send a few back to them every year and make sure they get in that footprint. But everybody's got something that they really love in the outdoors, a product or an experience. And it's a way for us to donate that and kind of cross-pollinate.
Final thoughts. As always, we always run out of time too soon. You got the event that's coming up on the 2nd. Anything that we want to make sure that the folks are aware of before we have to wrap it up?
We are going to stop ticket sales probably middle of next week.
Okay.
So I think it's Sunday today. So probably by Wednesday we're going to be done. We have to tell the caterer how many people we have. So I think we have one one corporate table left, a couple couples tickets, and then some singles left over. But no, we'd love to see you there. It's a wonderful event. The backdrop is just amazing. It's an old Victorian-style home that they took the barn and retrofitted into a banquet space. It was actually our neighbor's home for a long time, and they've moved on, and the new owners have just fulfilled the dream that they had for it. And it is amazing. It's so intimate and just beautiful. Like, it's going to be an experience.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Check it out if you have the opportunity, everyone. It's November 2nd. It's over in Brush Prairie, Washington. Very easy to find the information that you need in a number of different ways. It sounds like the Facebook page is the best way, but they have a website, ways that you can contribute. And maybe if you just want to learn more, or from watching the show this morning, get a hold of Brandon. Ask some questions. Maybe you are a veteran that just is like, I don't know if it's for me. I bet you if you took the minute to call and talk to Brandon himself, he's going to give you a few reasons
We'll find an opportunity for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. And I think your point that you made about you might help somebody more than what you might even need.
It's helped me. Yeah. Like, I tell you what, when I came home from Afghanistan, my father, who was my lifetime hunting partner, had passed away. I never really thought I was going to hunt or fish again.
Right.
You know, I kind of just said, well, that's something I did with my dad. Right. You know, or my family. And being an active duty service member, I'm not close to home.
Right.
This is how I got back into the outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, and blessed my life ever since.
Well, we're glad that you did. Thank you for your service, and thank you for what you do for all the veterans that are out there, for yourself as well.
Yeah.
It's a great organization that you can get behind, no questions asked, and help them out any way that you possibly can. Brandon, again, thanks for coming in to see us.
It's a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Love the studio.
Won't be the last time.
All right.
I'd love to get you in to talk duck hunting.
We can, definitely.
We won't talk location, okay? But
I'm not giving you my spots, but I'll tell you what I know.
Where's your phone? I can just
Yeah,
airdrop
yeah, oh yeah, airdrop it. Oh,
there you go. We'll be right back with your Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Yakima Bait, steeped in tradition, innovation, and fishing success. And by Procure Bait Sense, ruthlessly effective.